Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your May 2018 overview reading. I do apologize. I have to do this reading outside today, so we have painters over, so I pre-pulled all of the cards just to make sure nothing would blow away. And so that should save a little bit of time, but just so you know, you might hear some birds chirping, some dogs barking. There was some guy who kept shouting Cassidy earlier, so maybe you'll hear some of that good stuff, but I'm gonna have to set my perfectionism aside so that I can get this done for you guys. Anywho, let's go ahead and get started. I am using animal and plant decks today, so if there is an animal that shows up as being particularly resonant with you, I would encourage you to Google that animal and see if there's any symbolism that comes up for that particular creature or animal or whatever you feel like looking up for yourself. Okay. So the central energy for you this month is the Seven of Shells, choice, ambitions. This is you narrowing down your focus into something that you actually want to accomplish. So rather than focusing on, 12 different things, you want to kind of tune in to where your priorities are at for the month of May. And it's really about leading with your desires as much as possible. So whenever you can tune into the things that you want, that is going to support you immensely in May. What you have shifting out is Snake. So when I'm reading this, it looks like there's some possessiveness going on. Or maybe you're feeling like you don't want to share your gifts, or you're afraid to share your gifts, or you want to retreat a little bit more. This is, possessiveness is the word that's coming up. Not wanting to share, not wanting to let things go, not wanting to let things unfold organically. And so what I'm seeing is that you're coming into a place where it's going to make more sense for you to focus on what you do want to share with the world. You have a lot to offer. It's simply about tuning into it and making it happen. But I think you're learning that this possessiveness isn't working. It's not getting you what you want, so you have to try something different. Okay, and the oncoming energy, we have Panther. So this is growth and expansion, challenging yourself. This is kind of pointing to the signs of it's going to get uncomfortable. Not not to say that it's, a bad thing. It's simply about your transforming. And with that, I'm sure you've heard me say this in other videos, it comes along with growing pains. Anytime you challenge yourself, anytime you expand beyond what you know life to be in any capacity, you are going to be met with discomfort. But then once you overcome that, it's going to get easier and easier and easier. So just hang in there. Once you decide what you want to do with the Seven of Shells, once you narrow it down, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to move forward and get started on this. Okay, and then this is what you can look towards for guidance this month, Shark. So yeah, just kind of like charging ahead, tearing apart those goals, making things happen regardless of other people's opinions or thoughts or ideas. It really is about saying yes to what you want and focusing on that and that alone. Really having tunnel vision is what's coming up. That unapologetic, I'm after what I want. And so the more you can hold on to that and step away from any people pleasing or wanting to resist, sharing your gifts with the world or any of this hibernation energy that I'm picking up on, then it's all systems go for you this month. And this is what's supporting you in the subconscious, what's unseen. You have Nightingale. So there is a deep sense of expression. You're being asked to give, you're being asked to share more with people. And it looks like it's through some form of expression, communication, like singing your song, so to speak. Okay, I'm going to go over the oracle cards that I pulled for you. So the first one, we have believe what you want. See, this is about really tuning into yourself, your perspective, your ideas, your desires. That's ultimately what matters. Because if you spend your entire life trying to do what other people want, then I don't know, when that person goes away or when they stop being around in some capacity or being invested in your life, then you've spent all this time focusing on someone else's desires and needs and wants rather than your own. So make sure that you can hold whatever perspective you want, but you do have a decent amount of control over it. So that's the nice thing. Okay, and then affirmation card for you, abundance. I want to see if you can see that. Congratulations, it seems you're due for a little scratched out an infinitely big piece of abundance pie. Feel like you don't deserve it? Knock it off. It's already plated and ready to hit your table. Reluctant to take it? Shut your hole. Abundance pie is big enough to serve everyone, so go get your whipped cream ready, unless you're lactose intolerant, and enjoy your well-deserved metaphorical dessert. Okay. So that's pretty straightforward. It's like you do have plenty. There's enough gifts to share with people. There's plenty. And the more you can recognize that, the easier it's going to be to step away from this possessiveness or reluctance or hesitation or scarcity mindset. I'm going to clarify the Panther, your oncoming energy. The Moon. So it might still feel a little bit confused or discombobulated in some way, shape, or form as you move forward, but it's just about taking action, and you can stumble along the way until you get to where you want to go. You don't have to have all the answers right away. It's just about the initiation piece and getting started. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the timeline. First, we have Page of Swords. This is, again, I'm going to have to think of a title for you guys, because a big piece of this has to do with your ideas, your independent thinking, your thoughts, your beliefs, your values. That's ultimately what matters for you this month. Rather than focusing on the external, you need to take a look internally and see what's coming up as valuable, important, or a priority. So it looks like you're evaluating in the first part of the month. You're taking a look, you're tuning back in to what exactly you want to make happen. And then in the second quarter, you have Judgment. See, here we go. Final decisions. So this is where you really kind of bring down the hammer in terms of your ideas, your priorities. You've come to an agreement with yourself around what it is that you want, what it is that you need. And so this is where you get clarity. But the action piece, the growth piece, is where it's going to feel a little bit confusing, or you might run into, as you expand, you're going to be met with roadblocks. You're going to be met with questions of, am I doing it right? Am I on the right path? That's a question I get a lot from people. And you're always on the right path, regardless of what detours you take. You're doing things like watching this video, which shows that you're conscious in some capacity. So you don't have to worry about, am I doing it right? It's just about kind of failing forward. Okay, whoops, sorry, I knocked the tripod a little bit. Okay, and the third quarter, we have Ace of Coins. This is when you start to receive that abundance that you've been working towards. You start to see the fruits of your labors, and you're beginning to enjoy the things as they come together. So that looks good. It's receiving, plain and simple. So what I would say is during the first half of May, start to focus your attention and energy towards the things that you want to make happen. Setting your intention early on is going to help you towards the end of the month. It's going to show you exactly how far you can go in terms of your ability to receive. And so, make sure that you're being specific here, that you're setting intentions here, that you're asking for more, that you're pushing the boundaries of what you've received in the past. Okay, and then wrapping up the month, you have King of Coins. See, this is stepping more into that mastery. But what's coming up more than mastery, because you're always going to be growing, but this is showing up as more confidence and memory of times when you've been able to get the things that you need, memories of times when you've been able to make lots of money, sink into lots of abundance, have plenty, get all of the things that you're looking to cultivate. So it's just having those things work out. It's not going to be sunshine and rainbows the entire way through, but when you're thinking about things on a macro level, that is where you're going to see rewards. If you're focusing on, but I'm having a really hard time right now, or I'm having a really, I'm having a lot of struggles, or I'm having a lot of personal problems, then you need to think macro, because that is micro. That is a snapshot of your life. That is a chapter of your life. That is not the marathon. That is not the journey. That's a speed bump in the road. So, I get pushback a lot in the comment section, like, but I'm having a hard time right now. And we all do have that. Some have greater struggles than others, but that's not the point here. The point is that you have to look at the long term, and perspective matters, support matters, personal investment matters, consciousness matters. There's so many different variables, but nobody is doomed and nobody is exclusively blessed. So there's a lot of moving parts here, and I think that as you kind of open up your mind to that, it's going to make this month much, much better. Okay, now I have 2 relationship cards. This one is for you if you are in a relationship, and this one is for you if you are not in a relationship. So here is the first one. For those of you who are coupled, loyalty. I'm there for the people I care about in whatever way they need me. Ride to the airport? No problem. Bail you out of jail? You bet. Go see your band again? Maybe. The point is, when I stand with them, I know I'm a part of something special. And to be honest, it doesn't suck to look around and remember they're standing with me too. Okay, so make sure that you are giving attention, care, and loyalty to the people who really, really matter to you. No matter what, I'm reading with this card that also applies to people that you have platonic or professional relationships with, familial relationships, even beyond just a partner. Okay, and then for those of you who are single, thoughtfulness. I don't know how well you guys can see this, but I'll read it to you. It's time to put your money where your mouth is and have fun showing your love. Think of all the little things you can do to show a person you love them. Then stop thinking of those things and actually do them. Is it time to hide a note in someone's pocket, make them a snack, order them a book? Anything thoughtful can be an act of love. Even taking the trash out to the dumpster. Unless you're dating the trash, in which case don't take it to the dumpster, take it somewhere fancy. Wow, who would have thought that being so full of thoughts could be considered thoughtful? Okay, I really like these cards. All of the decks that I use are in the description box, by the way. So again, do kind things. This is closely tied to abundance. You want to give love to people that are worth your time, right? So if somebody's burned you a whole bunch of times, that's not who I'm talking about. It's sharing that love, thoughtfulness, kindness, and, you know, watching the reciprocation come in. Okay, now I'm going to do a 3-card pick for you guys. And then this deck is still available for purchase for those of you who are curious. My friend made this deck. I just have a demo right now, but she was fully funded on Indiegogo. So they are still available. And the way that these cards work is they have one word and then 3 phrases that are associated with them. And so if you have a specific question you can ask, if you just want some extra guidance for the month you can ask, or you can just set your intention there. It doesn't matter which card or how many you pick, it is whatever feels right for you. So, card number 1, integrity. Show consistency in your values and behaviors. A fall is inevitable sometimes. Land softly. Seek your own integration. So if there's a phrase that comes up as particularly, like if your ears prick up, then that's your intuition telling you what you need to hear. But I am getting that this is looking at your values and then your actions. How are you backing those up? And then card number 2, we have magic. Invite spirit's intervention. Pay attention to synchronicity. Invoke your will and your willingness. Okay. So this is, you know, recognizing that you have a lot of power in what you cultivate, but you can also ask for backup. You can also ask for you know, support. You can also ask for angels or guides or spirit in whatever way, shape, or form you deal with that or work with that. You can also ask for support in that capacity as well. And card number 3, ritual. Seek joy in repetition. Explore the sacredness of the task at hand. Be intentional with your time. I like this card a lot. So seek joy in repetition. I really like that one. It's about showing consistency. And if you have a routine, if you have a schedule, that is a ritual in itself. That is something that can be grounding and supportive and healing. So that really is something that you can look at as a spiritual practice. So don't forget that. That's part of how you cultivate abundance, is through that consistency and dedication and showing that you are committed to whatever you would like to make happen. Okay, so that is all that I have for you. Don't forget to watch your sun, moon, and rising sign. You know, sign up for my newsletter if you haven't already. Thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you. And until next time, I hope you have a beautiful May. All of the links to work with me are in the description box below. Bye-bye.